Hey everybody, welcome back. Stephen here from Northwest Small Batch Brewing. It is Single Malt Sunday, so thanks for dropping by on a lazy Sunday afternoon to share a dram of whiskey with me. Today's a new one, well not a new one, a weird one I should say, because first of all, I'm breaking my rules. It's not a single malt. I generally just don't drink, I generally don't like whiskey unless it's a single malt, and that's not because it's snooty. I just don't. I've tried other whiskeys and it's always the single malts that I enjoy. So this one is special because this is the whiskey that got me into whiskey. So this is Teacher's Highland Cream. It's owned by Suntory Beam. Beam as in Jim Beam, which was bought out by Suntory and became, I think it became Beam Suntory, but yeah, anyway. So here's the deal. A while back, one of my friends, very good friend who passed away recently, well, relatively recently, I said, come on over, let's have some beer. I made some beer, got it kegged up. And he said, okay, but I like scotch, so I want to pick up some scotch. And I was like, okay. So we went to the liquor store and he bought this. Now this is the cheapest of cheap. I think this, not too long ago, I think I got this bottle for like $18. So, and for Scotch whiskey, that's dirt cheap. I mean, that's, nothing. And of course he was known for being frugal, like he didn't care about that kind of stuff. But so we were sitting there drinking the beer that I had brewed, and then he was drinking some scotch with it. And then I said, I've never had a whiskey that I like. I've tried, all these different bourbons, and none of them, I couldn't, not only did I not like them, I really didn't like them. And I just thought, this makes sense, right? I mean, whiskey is really just distilled beer. So I should like them more, but for some reason I didn't. And I tried this one, and what I didn't realize is that there are some whiskeys out there that were smoky. Now, this is a stretch to call this smoky. However, well, let's get into it and I'll explain. So it's 43% ABV, which means that it is almost assuredly chill filtered. Because, that, and, it could be colored as well. I don't know. They don't say, but there's a good chance with an $18 whiskey that it's got both those things hitting against it. It is a blended scotch, which means it's got malt and grain in it, and it could be from more than one distillery. In fact, they get the peated malt for this particular whiskey from Ardmore. So this is a Ardmore grain or Ardmore whiskey. Teachers was founded in 1830. They came out with this particular, brand of their whiskey in 1884. So, it has been around a while. On the nose, I just get a lot of apple. And it's not a bad apple. It's more like a green apple. Yeah. Like apple pie, Not the sweetness of the apple pie, but the apple, the tartness of the apple. That's what I get most off of the nose on this. I suppose there's some honey with that, a little bit of honey. Yeah, and then on the, well, let's see. I suppose one of the things that I liked about this, see a lot of apple still on the palate. One of the things I liked about this is it has a very long finish. And sneaking up on you on the end. And it's not going to be Ardbeg, Ardbeg smoky. It's not going to be Lafroig smoky. But if you've never had a smoky whiskey, on the finish, after you've smelled it and you drank some of it, and you're like, oh, that goes down so smooth and easy. And then all of a sudden you do taste the smokiness. Like, it's almost like a magic trick. Like it's there and then it's gone, So it's a surprise if you're not expecting it. And in my case, I love smoke in my whiskey. And that's how I figured out that I liked smoky whiskey, was this guy here. So the nose is sort of apple and honey. The palate is kind of the same, smooth, a lot of fruit, honey, apple. And then the finish is, the same. There's not a lot on the finish, but you do get smoke that creeps in way at the end of the finish. That's like out of nowhere. It's like, oh, what was that? Anyway, it's not a super fancy, expensive whiskey, but for $18, man, I like it, and I like drinking it neat. It's not going to blow your socks off, but if you're looking for an inexpensive whiskey that's smooth and really kind of tasty and it can be drank straight like this, I say it's a winner chicken dinner. So anyway, thanks for stopping by and hearing my story of my very first introduction to Scotch whiskey. I'll be back in another week for an actual single malt. And until then, sláinte.